Previously.
You're not missing out on anything, are you?
Mayor von Hinton, Charmaine, the handsome priest, Stelmaria. Life as a young deer has never been more awesome.
Another body was found in the woods last night, with not a single drop of blood left in his body.
Not again.
I'm hunting the serial killer of Windenburg, and I'm going to need your help, Barani.
My father was with Malcolm when he was killed by a hellhound.
It needs the witch to be both powerful and pure.
Diana candles. No ghost can get past them.
Good thing you're a student of moon magic, Lumi.
The Ageless Sage isn't here, but his Tome of Ageless Tales should contain suggestions on how to deal with the Hellhound.
Once upon a time, a young witch in a red dress set out at nightfall to visit her grandmother in the forest of Glimmerbrook, carrying a basket filled with bread and wine. At a crossroads, she encountered a fearsome ghostly dog with a strange black collar that looked like he was about to attack her. Instead, he simply asked her which path she was going to take, the path of pins or the path of needles. But the girl was savvy. She realized the dog was a hellhound, always on the hunt, and that whatever answer she could give him might turn her into his prey, depending on what kind of soul he was currently after. Wait a second. I thought hellhounds could sense the aura of a person. Why would they need to ask a potential victim questions about their soul before attacking?
It's a cautionary tale, probably not meant to be taken literally. Just keep reading.
Alright. So she claimed to just be going for a stroll in the darkening woods, using a sacred candle as her source of light. Upon seeing the candle's black flame, the hellhound ran off, dropping his collar in the process, and leaving the young witch to continue on her way undisturbed. When she arrived at her grandmother's house and told her what had happened, the old woman decided that the ghostly dog was too big a threat and had to be sent back to the underworld. Using the bread and wine her granddaughter had brought, and the hellhound's collar, she prepared a ritual to summon him. Bullshit. If hellhounds are the familiars of demons, shouldn't those demons be the only ones who can summon them?
They are also ghosts though, so if the grandmother was a skilled necromancer, she would have been able to do it too.
Or she was in fact the demon owning the hellhound, and was just using it to troll everybody else. That's what I would have done, if I wasn't a familiar myself.
What happened then?
When the hellhound appeared, the young witch flaunted her beautiful red dress and lured him to a well in her grandmother's garden. Little did he know that said well was actually an ancient wishing well, a portal to the realm of the dead. Before he knew it, the girl and her grandmother overpowered him and threw him into the well, where he drowned in the turbid waters of the underworld, never to be seen again, and the residents of Glimmerbrook lived happily ever after. The end.
So this is how you kill a hellhound? By throwing it into a wishing well?
You don't kill it at all, you just get rid of it by banishing it to the underworld. That's the entire point of the story. The Ageless Sage wrote it as a guide.
If only the Ageless Sage was here. We could use his help right now.
What we need is a necromancer to summon the hellhound and lure it into a trap, as described in the book. Veronica Puerta, my fellow romp agent, is an expert on death magic. We should pay her a visit.
If by we, you mean the Mamminis Elise and me, then yes. Stelmaria, Lumi, you stay with the High Priestess. Evangelina and Lucian are on their way here to look after you while we're gone. I'm not taking any chances with my family.
But you'll need at least one virgin as bait for the hellhound. Let me come along. You're not powerful enough to catch its attention if it already ignored you at Li Wan's house. Leave it to me.
Alright, so we know what to do. Let's go.
Are you okay?
I've been attacked, but at least I'm still alive, unlike the other 4 victims of that beast. Give it my regards when you send it back to hell, then everything will be great again.
Elise. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a black hole floating around your head.
Oh, I know. Don't you like it?
Yes, I do. It's very pretty, with the red-shifted light and everything, but...
Good, because I created it myself.
Okay.
You seem unusually eager to help the magic realm with its problems. Aya.
I don't care about the magic realm and its silly problems. I just don't want to risk some hellish abomination attacking my family.
Then you shouldn't bring a dog familiar to the hunt. It will just end up making the Hellhound even more aggressive. Did nobody tell you that?
Does that mean I'll have to sit this one out again? Dog, I hate my life sometimes.
Evangelina, Lucian, thanks for coming. The others are downstairs.
Hey Wilbica, are you today's virgin sacrifice?
Whoa!
Where does this necromancer live?
Vero? In Glimmerbrook, not far from our mansion. I'll take you there.
Okay, bitch. You heard what Mrs. Popescu said.
If I pretend that I didn't, can I just ignore it?
But you still have an important job to do. Stay here and keep watch.
Fine, in that case, what do you think of my new slogan? My name is Bitch, I'll babysit your witch.
If you hate the occult so much, why are you working with Jaden? He has visions of the future. Doesn't that count as witchcraft in your book?
My book is the Holy Scripture, and Jacob Aiden is a prophet, a messenger of God, who uses his visions to help me rid this world of evil demons. If you and your parent ever read the Bible, you would know the difference between that and a witch.
We prefer scientific research and construction manuals, thank you very much.
Non-believers. But it's alright. As long as you help me do God's work in your own way, there's still a chance you'll see the light eventually, and earn your place in heaven.
I don't believe in heaven or hell. Too unreliable, much unlike technology.
Does that mean my suit is ready?
I assembled it, but getting it to work without the kind of electricity we used to have at the stronghold will take more time.
Ah yes. Aside from the color, this suit looks exactly like the one I saw in Dr. Donovan's wardrobe.
In the future I fled from, it was Olga Strankova who developed the prototype for this magic-proof suit, based on research previously conducted by her creator. But now that Dr. Strankov is dead, and Olga isn't planning on following in his footsteps anytime soon. I hope I didn't cause a temporal paradox by introducing it to the world sooner.
You're not introducing it to the world, just to me. And if it wasn't part of God's plan for you to do so, he wouldn't have allowed it.
Then why does he allow demons to roam the earth in the first place? Is that part of his plan too?
His plan is to reunite with all his children in heaven, but we're not there yet, and we still have a choice. That choice, whether we go to a place of bliss or one of torment, is made by us while we're living in this world, and once we die, it is final, so choose wisely. Unfortunately, witches and other occults have chosen the path of needles, which leads straight into the spiky pits of hell.
Whatever. Are we done here?
Once you get this thing to work, yes. I suggest you give me a call. Your daughter should have my number.
Mary Sue. Miss Lacroix. Is anyone here?
Our prophet is awake. Good. Let's hear if he had another vision.
She can be quite intimidating with her stories about God's plan and eternal damnation. You have strange friends, Mary Sue.
I barely even know her. She's a friend of the Bells.
Yes, the Bells. If you had stayed away from that family as I told you after what happened at the police station, we could have avoided this. For how long have you been lying to me?
You don't get to be mad at me for lying, considering all the secrets you've been keeping yourself. Why don't you tell me more about the future?
So?
My head hurts. Give me a minute.
The next victim may not have another minute. Do you even realize what's at stake here?
I didn't see the Hellhound kill anybody. In fact, I didn't even see the Hellhound at all. Just a strange glowing gate in a town called Glimmerbrook.
That's where the last victim was found. You know what they say, the criminal always returns to the scene of crime, and I will be waiting there.
So this is the house of a necromancer. I expected it to be darker, more gothic looking. But then again, who am I to judge? I'm an adult in a child's body. What's wrong? Is something bothering you?
I'm worried. About Stelmaria.
Still chasing that alien booty, I see.
Don't talk about her like that. She's a respectable woman, and not in the way those hypocritical Studio Donna bitches view themselves.
Then what do you want from her? Not too long ago you used that respectable woman for your own not-so-respectable purposes, even going as far as putting Mum in danger just to impress her. But none of it was real in the end. All you wanted was a Nitolite for Elise's time machine, and after that you decided to, and I quote, keep that extraterrestrial oven warm, just in case you needed her again. What changed?
Well, she almost died today for starters. But why am I even trying to explain myself to you? I'll go join the others.
Someone throw in the hand, please.
Is that actually Malcolm Landgrab's hand?
Well, yeah, I figured he wouldn't need it anymore, so I kept it, just in case.
Gross.
That's necromancy for you, dear. To bring someone back from the dead, their ghost has to be summoned first, and to do that you need an object that was touched by said ghost.
We're not bringing anyone back from the dead though. We're merely summoning a specific type of ghost so we can get rid of it.
Whatever, the procedure is the same. Forgive me if I'm not thinking straight, but you did just wake me up in the middle of the night to perform a very complicated ceremony.
But what are we going to do once the Hellhound is here? The book said something about throwing it into a wishing well, but I didn't see one on the way here.
No, but I do see a black hole, unless that thing floating around Elise's head is just a cleverly disguised familiar.
It is both a familiar and a black hole.
That will do. We just need to trap the Hellhound, not necessarily in a wishing well. Pretty vampire boy, take my place. You all keep stirring until the potion turns purple. Elise, little girl, come with me, I'll show you what to do.
We all have names, you know.
Good for you. Make sure I'm awake before your next visit, then you can tell me your names again and I might even remember them.
I feel so useless. I'm the High Priestess, I should not just be sitting around, waiting for others to do my job.
I'm a romp agent. I should be out there catching that beast before it kills another member of our magic community.
And I'm a pet familiar. It's my job to protect my family, yet they always end up protecting me. We're all useless. What else do we have in common?
Don't be so hard on yourselves. You're both awesome.
Both? What about me?
But you can't continue being awesome when you're dead.
It's my own fault. If I hadn't pushed Tiamo away every time he tried to approach me, or all the other guys who wanted me at some point, I wouldn't have a stalker from hell today.
Bullshit, Stelmaria. No one else gets to decide what you do with your body, no man and especially no Hellhound. What if the next monster that shows up has a thing for mothers? Should that make me regret having children? Speaking of your children, where's my brother? Probably looking for his voodoo doll. He brought it here for extra protection, but lost it on the short way from the portal to this room. Not that it would help against a magic-proof creature anyway.
That's so typically him. Lucian can be really careless sometimes.
Where is that stupid thing?
Are you in position?
Bring it on.
I don't feel comfortable using Wilbica as bait for the Hellhound. They say a single bite will cause a fatal magic overload.
Witches who die of magic overload don't move on to the afterlife immediately. They stick around as ghosts for a while, and can be bound to this world via a ritual, allowing them to keep living a relatively normal, albeit much more transparent life, literally. That's why I'm still here, and if there had been a moon priestess around when I died, I might even still have my body.
But our moon priestesses are not around because they're a risk group, and I don't want my daughter to spend the rest of her days as a ghost either.
She'll be okay. Willie is not alone, and if that Hellhound gets too intrusive, it will be sucked into Elise's black hole.
Since I'm old and mature, I'm not going to point out how dirty that sounded.
You just did.
Oh.
Enough with the chit-chat. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner I can go back to bed, and maybe you care to join me, vampire boy. But until then, focus your energy on the potion while I perform the ceremony, and don't stop no matter what you see or hear.
Are you sure this is the right place?
Unless you happen to know of another glowing gate in the area. Yeah, I'm sure. What is that thing anyway?
A portal to the magic realm probably. Wouldn't surprise me if our canine serial killer came out of there, sent by a witch.
How do you know a witch is behind this? What if it attacks witches too?
Hey, that woman over there. Isn't that your Aunt Elise?
In Wilbica. Oh god. Is the Hellhound coming for them?
That's interesting.
This can't be taking so long. Either the ceremony failed, or the Hellhound isn't interested in me after all. Maybe I'm not as powerful as we thought.
Or maybe something happened between you and your cute blonde friend at Foxbury that you didn't tell us about.
Maybe that black hole got too close to your head and sucked in some of your brain cells.
Hush. Did you hear that?
Mum. What happened?
Nothing, by the look of it, unless you've already caught the beast. Please tell me you have, because the devil only knows what will happen if Vera discovers that we shoot her out of bed for nothing.
How strange. The ageless sage's instructions were clear. What do we do now?
There you are. Did you find your voodoo doll?
Yeah, Hi there.
Bitch, that's very impolite.
What did you expect? She belongs to the Mamminis.
And they don't like me, so she doesn't like me either. It's okay.
Nothing is okay. There's something wrong with you.
You're not letting me pass, are you? Well, as you wish.
Mom.
Lucian, what the hell?
Is that a skinwalker raid?
No way. Bitch, it's us.
That's not bitch anymore, just like that is infusion.
I'm sorry Domaris, but family comes first.
No.
High Priestess.
Don't touch that.
Who are you?
A dead man.
What happened? Did I do this?
Gentle moonlight, heal and guide her soul. Gentle moonlight, keep her body whole. Gentle moonlight, heal and guide her soul.
You.
Stop. Wait.
You didn't stop. You didn't wait. All those people you killed, and for what? Give me one good reason why I shouldn't treat you with the same respect that you bestowed upon others.
I have more than one actually. Are you up for a game of truth or dare? I have one truth for you right away, concerning the Mamminis.
Guide her soul. Gentle moonlight, keep her body whole. Gentle moonlight, heal and guide her soul. Gentle moonlight. Damaris, you're back. Thank you, Mother Moon.
I think I've seen that guy before.
And I know that I have. Jacob Aiden, feel free to go home. I'll take it from here.
Pompiliu. Were you coming after me? How kind of you, but I can take care of myself.
I know. That's not why I'm waiting outside.
A respectable man from head to toe. I'm impressed, Tiamo. Really.
Oh, we're just protecting ourselves from the Hellhound, you know, just in case it still shows up after all and thinks we're pure.
Yeah. We were done anyway, weren't we?
Yes, we were, and even though no Hellhound showed up, you seem to have attracted another undead creature to play with. Enjoy going back to bed.
Unbelievable.
We know that your pet familiar is not to blame for what happened. We were all tricked, including Bitch. But in the light of current events, we think it's best to keep her here for a while, just until we figure out a way to protect her from further attacks.
And you have no idea who the attacker was?
Lumi saw him, but didn't recognize him, and I was incapacitated when he turned back into his true form.
I never even saw him at all. The last thing I remember is looking for my voodoo doll, and then, suddenly, I woke up in a broom closet, stripped to my underwear.
How embarrassing. Perhaps you would make a great virgin sacrifice for some sinister deity, if we ignore for a second that you're not pure enough and no deity in its right mind would accept you anyway.
Shut up. I'm much more acceptable than you'll ever be.
Great. So we already have a volunteer for the next time a human sacrifice is required.
Hey, that's not what I said.
Philosophical question. If no one sees or hears the elephant in the room, is it even there?
Maybe Purple Shrek can tell us more about the killer.
My sister won't tell you anything if you keep calling her by that degrading nickname.
Forget what I just said. Forget I even exist.
I've been looking for you. They told me you chased the real serial killer, but he overpowered you and got away. How are you now?
Why are you asking? Need another Nidalite, or some kind of help that apparently only I can provide?
What do you mean?
Drop the act already. You don't care about me, and never did. To you I'm just a means to an end, a toy that you think you can play with until you grow tired of it. I'm surprised you're still trying to keep this extraterrestrial oven warm, or are you working on yet another scheme against someone in your family that is really a scheme against me?
Did Willie tell you about that?
No, but it's telling that that's the only thing that comes to your mind right now.
I'm sorry. It's true, I wasn't entirely honest with you, but…
Is that Vero's perfume I smell on you? Great. I didn't spread my legs the moment you snapped your fingers, so you immediately ran off to the next best person who did. You remind me of someone from my past, and I really should have listened to my sister when she compared you to him. Well, let's hope for your sake that this attitude will get you farther in life than it did him.
Stelmaria.
I have nothing else to say to you. We're done.